Wow.
Nice.
Oh, you just almost got hit by a snake.
Quirky.
You're like, ah.
That was a thick answer.
That day was terrible. It was the Alligator Walk. I don't know what the actual name of it was. I don't even care.
Alligator Walk works.
But it was terrible. It wasn't a very long walk. It was relatively flat. The sun was out. It was gorgeous. There might have been a little 3 or 4 mile an hour breeze that kept the heat down a little bit. But the boardwalk part was awesome.
No. So he said the bald eagles hang out with the vultures. You'll see them flying around overhead with them. And that this snail kite lives over here, usually sits over here and eats. That might be her right there.
Lots of water, lots of cool stuff to see, birds everywhere.
Baby alligators.
Baby alligators, yeah, that was awesome. And then you get off the boardwalk and it takes you into Alligator Alley. And Alligator Alley there's nothing between you and 200 alligators, you know. With 8 kids, and I'm the kind of guy that's like, kids, get away from the side, get away from the edge, hello, get away from the edge. And they're like, Dad, we're 12 feet away. And I'm like, oh, that's too close. I'm that kind of guy.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing. It was freaking terrifying and death-defying, and yeah.
Most of the 200 alligators were, to be fair, on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, which was a really tiny, small pond, and and to be fair, the other 50 that were right in the path, and we're like skirting 8 kids around, Daddy Gator and Mommy Gator, and these weren't little gators. These weren't like the kiddos. These were Daddy and Grandpa Gators and Grandma.
They were
gators.
the biggest gators we've seen anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are, 8 feet away from these things, trying to skirt around them on this path, and it was just...
It was like being dropped into somewhere in what you imagine going on like a wildlife safari in Africa. Only
with gators.
With gators.
Yeah, it was like Frogger. Remember that old video game, Frogger? You have to dodge the gators and bounce back and forth on the... Yeah, it was like dodging gators instead of like jumping on cars or jumping away from cars.
Nobody got eaten.
Barely.
Okay, none of the gators even looked at us. I don't think any of them even blinked at us. They were...
Doesn't matter, they were thinking it. All 8,500 of them were thinking it. I mean, you're 10 feet away from this darn family of,
So you want to go back next year?
No, we're done. I'm not going. No,
Highly, highly recommended. In Paynes Prairie State Park.
don't go there.
Do. It's totally worth
It
it.
is not worth it.
We'll
If
figure out what it's actually called rather than Gator Alley, and we'll put the name up.
Just
It
say
was
Gator
amazing.
Alley, they'll know. If you value your limbs, you shouldn't go.
Definitely go. Before he went back down.
He's like,
Mom, he
He's like,
stood up. I didn't know they could do that. Oh, stretch my foot.
Mommy, she's like, ow. Ah, here's a spot. Claw.
Really? You reminded me.
He like stretches out a little bit. Go down. Come on.
You think he's dead? It's still in his neck, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's gross. Oh, and he's looking for another. Get some water. Rinse it down. He needs to. Get this back.
No, he's not around.
Yeah, he is. Or he's really scared. That's why they do it. Because they're scared.
He's coming now. Look, the tail's around him. Now he's coming.
How calm?
Just like, hi.
yeah, he's coming. Oh, the big guy though.